All right, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be showing you how to brew Gentleman, just like you would have it in any of the cafes that serve De Mello coffee. Gentleman is like a gentleman. It is bold, it is smooth, it is velvety, it is a rich, nice coffee. Now, because it is a little bit on the darker side, we have to treat it in a slightly different way to make sure that we don't get too much bitterness. Even a darker coffee deserves balance. And the first way that we're going to do that is with a slightly lower water temperature. We're going to use our water at 91 degrees Celsius. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to weigh out our beans. I am going to be personally using 15 grams, but you can use whatever dose you want for whatever size of coffee you want. And the brew ratio we're going to be using is a 1:17. So I'll leave some examples up here. You can simply choose whatever dose suits whatever size of coffee you're going to be wanting. So let's start off by weighing out 15 grams of coffee. Now, because this is a slightly darker roast, something that might help you is while you're dosing out your beans, add a little bit of moisture to reduce the static. This can be done by simply wetting your finger and stirring those whole beans in that cup before adding it to your grinder. This will make a huge difference in the amount of static. Just a quick tip. Next, we're going to grind up the coffee. After that is all ground up, we are simply going to then add it to our already pre-wetted and pre-warmed brewer. After we have our coffee in here and we have a nice flat bed, we're going to start with a 50 gram, 30-second bloom. So let's do that now. Once again, our water is at 91 degrees Celsius. So starting our timer and adding in 50 grams of water. There we go. And once that is in, we can give it a quick swirl just to make sure that all the grounds are wet. That bloom, once again, allows the gases to escape, allows a more even extraction, allows a bit more sweetness. It's a very important step, especially when brewing with fresh beans. So we're going to leave that there for 30 seconds. And then we're going to add in our next 100 grams of water. So we're going up to 150 now. Making sure to get all the grounds nice and wet. Then at 150, we'll stop again and give it another nice swirl. Now that swirl is to get all those grounds down off the edge of the filter paper and create a nice flat bed, because just like espresso or any other brew method, evenness of extraction is very, very important. So we're now at 151. Again, with our 15 gram dose, we're going up to 255, that 1:17 brew ratio. So I'm going to then add in the rest up to 255. Now, as we let that draw down one final time, the brew time that we were aiming for in this recipe is around 2 minutes and 5 seconds total. Now, as always, that is a starting point. That is just how we do it. If you have a different personal preference, I highly encourage you to brew to that personal taste. If you find it's being a little bit too bitter, you can shorten that ratio a bit, put a little bit less water through, or if you find that it's a little bit under extracted, you could even increase that ratio or simply increase the water temperature, seeing as we have it a little bit lower. This is our recipe. This is our starting point. So this is just finishing up right here. We're at about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So that's obviously quite close enough. You don't need to be perfect. And then after that, all we have to do, all that is left, is to remove our brewer and pour into a cup of your choice. So that is how you brew Gentleman, just like we would at De Mello in your own home. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy.